Hey, what's happening, listeners? It's your Two Mics Up podcast. It's your man, Dame DNYDC, and fabulous co host, Elisa Middleton. We are here tonight. We decided to go live with this season one finale, episode 30. It's been an amazing ride. Um, I'm really at a loss for words other than to say, here we are. I
Here
didn't
we are.
Yeah, I
Yes.
didn't I didn't see this how as we started out, but this day's finally come. So just wanted to take a few minutes to, let our listeners, whoever wants to join in, give them a chance and an opportunity to,
Join.
join us. Yep. I know it's been a busy last couple of weeks for the both of us with the elections and a lot of personal things going on.
Right.
So, how are you hanging in there, sis?
I'm here, bro. I'm just glad to be alive. It's a lot going on, a lot happening, but
Mm.
I do appreciate this podcast. You have no idea. I am so proud of this platform and the opportunity that you've given me and the way that it has grown. So I'm humbly blessed.
Well, when we sit here and we talk about here we are, look at those two fine people. Um, you know, we started way back, um, way back, man. This is maybe March or April, maybe, with our
Was I think it was
maybe
April.
with our Friday night groups.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and this evolution took place. Well, my wife put the bug in, but we really got serious about it. During those Friday night conversations. Shout out to everyone in the Friday night group, the Halls, uh,
Yes.
the Riddicks,
The Riddicks, the
the
Nelsons,
Nelsons, the Blackwells,
the Blackwells, John Brown.
John. hmm
Yep.
So thanks to them and
Yep.
the thought process, here we are. You know, really from the inception of actually going live late May, early June. Here we are 5 months later,
Right.
uh, and this thing has grown legs, feet, head, arms, and it
Yes. It's been a journey.
yes,
We've been through a lot.
yes,
We started out of turmoil, right?
mm-hmm,
Because Minneapolis happened. And that was our first guest, right?
yes.
Was Bernard Turner.
Shout out to Bernard.
Shout out to Bernard giving us the scoop of what was really happening in Minneapolis at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that was kind of the kickoff. That was a Mr. George,
Floyd.
yeah, Floyd incident.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was so much going on. I mean, it was a lot happening.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because when I look back early on, I think not even I think I know for me that was when I really took this very seriously. In a sense, I actually listened to that episode over the weekend because I was
Did
talking. Yeah, I was talking with someone.
and we
Uh,
had computer problems, sound issues.
but you know what the beauty of it was though that one still resonates um, because Bernard really came through. Um, I felt it not only vividly, but I felt like I was in Minneapolis as he was telling the story.
Right,
And I was talking with somebody about it who actually in turn listened to it,
right.
and it was really powerful. But yeah, early on, we were still getting our feet. Yeah, we was having sound quality issue, mic check, trying to figure out how we were really going to do this. Um,
Right.
and I really want to. I do. And when you say that, though, I also talked to another one of our guests when we had what was I think it was episode 4 last night. A DJ saved my life, which was one of my favorite.
Oh, Chanel.
Yeah, and Sean,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, that was a good one. That
and
was a
I
good one.
and I had to apologize to them too for the same thing. You know how sometimes you wish you could go back and do your early ones over,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
we were definitely in the learning stages then. But again, that was funny enough. One of our highest posts ever was that episode cover, which was really amazing. I think we had like 17 hits on that episode cover, which was just like,
Really?
it was ridiculous. Um,
Okay.
but that was
That was
really,
a good episode.
it
That was
was.
that was one of my faves. Even though I think that all our guests have been like really, really good, you
Mm.
know. But I do have some standouts that I that really stated, and Bernard was definitely one of them.
Well, see, now that you bring it, see, we're gonna roll into the season one recap. Because I too, like you, and I will say, each and every guest that we've had on this show, I really believe is a diamond or a gem in the rough that we've had the pleasure of helping share with our community.
Right, right. Um, what? Okay, so we agree on Bernard.
Hmm.
Let you go first.
No, ladies first. I got to let the ladies
Ladies
go
first.
first.
I
Yes.
think that one of the most impactful. Well, I have two. One of the most impactful episodes was Qasim
Definitely.
Rashid.
Hmm.
I thought that he was very, very impactful. And then my second, I think those two are my, on the same level, was Heather Hutchison, the two part. Now
Ooh.
that was, whoo,
Ooh, girl.
yeah, yeah. I think that Heather Hutchison's that two-parter, that was really, really, one of my faves. I think she did an excellent job, as
Mm.
she always does, though. Giving her perspective.
Hmm.
She does a good job at that. And I thought that Quasim's interview was so unpoliticianish. If you want to
Yes.
set up, I made up a word. Don't. Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Unpoliticianish. I think. I think that Quasim was one of the stronger people that was running for office who did not come off as the average politician. So
Agreed.
his episode really, really, really resonated with me. And his answer, our question and answer session with him,
Mm-hmm.
really resonated with me. And then again, that powerhouse Heather Hutchison, that two-part episode. If you guys have been following Two Mics Up and you've been listening to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast at, and you missed that two-part episode with Heather Hutchison, it's worth the rewind. You need
It,
to go back and get with that because that was,
it was powerful.
woo,
That
yeah,
was an
that was
amazing.
one of, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, but
No, you go. Go. No, go ahead.
I know I'm gonna give you your time, but that I just want the guests to know that all of our guests were fabulous. So we're just rewinding and recapping our year as we close out our season
Hmm.
and look for the future. So we're going over some of our past guests and some of our heavy hitters. And if you guys have not listened to that Heather Hutchison two-part,
Hmm.
not one, but two-part
Hmm.
episode, the jewels that
Yeah.
is in there was good. So you
I,
go ahead.
no, I'm going to
You
piggyback
know,
only
I'm a
that.
groupie of Heather's, so
So look, I became a groupie of Heather. I will admit, and I will agree with you that that really could have been a 3 or 4 part episode.
right.
Um, and the time and length that we had the pleasure and opportunity to speak with Heather,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, yes, we're going to get to that, Costa Rican. And Carl, good evening to you as well, family. I
Hey,
apologize.
hey, Tisha.
So, it really was powerful, really, and I think we talked about it. my experience. Johannes, what's happening, bro? Thanks for joining us. Um, it was really honest in both of those interviews, in both that you talked about, both Quasim and Heather. I love the honesty, and the realness that was brought in, and really opening up and wanting to sit down and talk with us about things that's really important to our community. Um, and I was really moved by both of them. And yes, yes, Carl, we both agree. She is the real deal.
Yes, she
Um,
is. Hey, brother
I,
Todd,
hey,
doing?
Todd. Hey, how's everybody? I'm sorry if you're on somebody's watch party. I apologize if I'm not acknowledging you because I don't see you.
Yep, I got.
Um, okay, cool. But I just want everybody to know I'm not skipping over anybody. But thank you for joining. Um, so I'm going to kind of because I had a lot. Like I was really pleasantly surprised and honored by most of our guests.
Yeah, we
Um,
good ones.
a couple that stuck out to me, was we had prepared mentality.
Oh yeah,
Darius was on with us.
yeah,
Darius Newman
yes,
really educated me to be prepared moving forward.
yeah.
Um, I found my checklist was really disorganized. We're not prepared. Um, like you said, Bernard, but I also want to
No,
talk about Fatima and Collective 365.
yes,
We
yes,
had, I mean, that one was amazing. Dr. Dee Dee Harley,
yes, yes,
chiropractor.
yes.
Hey, Carissa, yeah. Carissa, how are you doing, sweetheart? Excuse me. Um, and then when we just ended up, the one that stuck out to me was we had the opportunity to go two places. We had the opportunity to go up to Philly and talk to Janelle Lawrence, Bubbles and Brews,
Yes,
Shots Up.
yes, yes.
Great, great, fun episode. But the Atkins Impact, we had Shayla on. Um, Man, she has some really powerful stuff that a lot of our brothers and sisters could really use.
Yeah.
And those two stuck with me. How you doing, Monica? Thanks for joining us. So that was really impactful. But like I said, everybody that was with us this year, powerful hidden gems in the community, and I'm just so thankful that they took the time to take time with us. Hey, Andrea, what's
Yep,
happening, cuz? How you doing?
yep. And Bernard is on. He's on mine. Hey, Bernard, we was just talking about you being one of our first guests on the ground in Minneapolis when it was going down, coming to Two Mics Up, giving us live updates and the truth. We did not have to rely on the media to give us any of that information live that was happening on the ground. So,
Hmm.
cousin, we appreciate you for kicking off Two Mics Up
Exactly.
with the realness.
With the realness. And speaking of the media, our media, John Reed, thank you for
Yes,
joining us from the Prince William perspective. Another amazing individual in our community. He's been a big inspiration for me and really helped to get this thing kickstarted. And it's just been, like I said, we can go on and on about all of our
love them to
guests.
death.
We love them to death. There's a lot of stuff that I had to take off mic because we really got into some deep things in the sense that I don't think it would have been politically correct some of the things because you and I are very candid. Um,
Yeah, we have no filter, and we are not politically correct. This show
right.
is about speaking your mind, your truth, as long as we're not degrading, dehumanizing, or hurting anyone else. We speak what's on our mind.
And that's
Basically.
what basically, and that's what we hope that you got from the folks that we had joining us this season. Um, and like I said, tonight's highlight was really just in what we talked about. I wanted to take a few minutes though for those who are on. If anybody has any questions, um, or Heather, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We love you. We love your candor too. Um, Yes, John. Yes, John is. He is another heavy hitter, and he's very
And,
genuine and pure.
and
Pure.
thank you, John Reed, for the editorial
Yes.
that we did on Two Mics Up, and our host Dame. That was a good read. So we do thank you for that written article. That was wonderful too.
So, if anybody that's listening to us on, if anybody has any questions or wants to share anything, if you've had the opportunity to either be on the show or had the opportunity to interact with my lovely co-host or myself or anything you want to share, please feel free. Let myself, let Lisa know. Um, Thank you, Andrea. Yeah, no chaser around here. Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Yes, no chaser.
hmm
And
So, hmm
we know that we have some people who have written in,
hmm
and we are preparing for season 2.
that's right.
So we will be having some of you on. I know I have a list of powerhouses that I can't wait to introduce to our pitch meeting when we have
hmm
our pitch meeting. I have a list. So season 2 is going to be great, guys. Please
Yeah.
tune in.
Yep. Stay tuned. If you haven't already, um, take a moment to go ahead and subscribe. To the podcast. You can follow that little link down there at the bottom. You can either support us by going to www.2micsup.com and sponsor. Um, if you pause for a second and let the page load up, you can subscribe now while it's totally free. You can listen on, actually, we are now on 8 platforms. We just got added to Amazon. So we are now on 8 platforms, right? We've been blessed to had the opportunity. Now we're being heard in Germany, India, Thailand, Ireland, the
Woo!
UK. Yeah,
Woo!
we it's it's been a huge success,
Yeah.
and it's thanks to
Happy.
all of you.
Yes, and the current events and covering it as authentic as we can with no chaser, being true to ourselves and just bringing people, because sometimes the news is just not it most of the
hmm
time. We have to rely on our own truths, and we have to weed out the sensationalism. So I think that is what helped us too, because the credible things that Bernard was saying in Minneapolis the next day was actually the news was saying, but we
Right,
got it the day before.
right.
So it's stuff like that that puts the Two Mics Up on.
But I mean, we keep it authentic, and we're
Keeping it
getting it.
real.
We're
Keeping
keeping
it
it real.
real.
We're getting great sources. So with that, so Two Mics is working on a tremendous lineup for next year. But what are you, if anything, what are you working on? What is not only Lisa Middleton have going on, but what does maybe United Black Council have coming up? Is there anything that maybe you'd want to share with our listeners, that you have for next season or coming up?
Well, coming up for the United Black Council, we are partner with Stafford Junction. So we will definitely be helping. Stafford Junction is a faith-based organization that helps children in school, their parents, they deliver meals. So sometimes you may run low at the end of the month, and a Tide Me Over bag is just enough to get you to your next paycheck. So that's what I'm currently working on with the United Black Council and also group economics. So I have something that I'm working on. I don't want to share yet because it's huge and it's a lot of work. So just pray for me, because I know that we have to help ourselves.
Yeah.
And I know that everyone is you know, doing their share locally here to push our community forward. And I definitely support that. But I also am a believer in helping ourselves. So I'm looking into forming a group economics situation where
Oh,
we just do things for ourselves. So I said it, so now I gotta do it.
What? Hey, look. Yeah, I didn't mean to put no added pressure, but
No, that's just me. You know how I am, bro.
yeah. Well, that's why sometimes I gotta give that little push, cause I want to make sure that and we've talked about it. This platform. I've been blessed to have you on, but I do want to encourage, and I will continue to encourage you or anyone else in our community that is black or brown or is a positive individual that's really working for the betterment of our community. I will share that message. I will encourage your message. And I'm just proud of you because you're my friend, first of all. And this is what we have to do across the board as black and brown individuals and as a whole, and
As a whole,
as a whole. And like I said, I'm proud of you
I'm
for that.
proud of you,
Well,
bro.
hey, you riding with me, so this is how we do. Um, as far as I'm concerned, got a couple of things coming up. I will be hitting the circuit. I have a couple of podcasts lined up, working on some things where I'll be doing some cross promotions and um, reaching out with some other individuals that are very interested in working with Two Mics Up. We have, like I said, just across this country. Shout out to Houston, shout out to the state of Washington, shout out to Canada. Got some people up in Canada now that's, our black brothers and sisters up in Canada that are really interested in what we're doing. Um,
Good.
yeah, we're
See, Thailand is the one that blew me. When it was like, yeah, they listening to us in Thailand. I'm like, Thailand? That's huge.
hey, like I said, I wasn't expecting it, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, Carl, it really has.
Yes.
And for those who don't know, Carl Armstrong is another member of our community here in Virginia, and I'm going to take a few seconds. Carl and his conversations can be seen. Carl, if you please just type in the chat real quick when people can see or hear from you, because I don't want to speak out of turn on your dates and times or when you're available. But this gentleman does some great things in the community, and I would say if you have time, check him out as well. We're going to be working to get Carl on.
Ah,
He's very insightful. He's a
I love
pastor
Paul.
and excuse what I'm about to say, Carl, a pastor with a sense of humor.
And keeps it
And-
100. He keeps it
right.
real. He has calls, conversation, heart for the community. Him and his wife, Tisha Armstrong, they're huge in our community. Calls Conversations is huge. You can find him on Calls Conversations on Facebook, Call Armstrong on Facebook, Tisha Armstrong on Facebook, or Heart for the Community. Yes, I did call.
All right,
Yes,
yeah,
I
because
did.
Carl, all right, you didn't let your wife type, Carl. I think it's taking too long. But shout out to Carl. We really appreciate him taking time out to join us as well. Um,
Yes.
and really, like I said, I'll be working on that. Be working on season two. Um, and what we got here? Yep, there you go. Thank you, Carl. I'm gonna let that sit there for a minute. Our listeners, if anybody who also wants to follow along, this is really about building up our communities brick by brick, block by block, community by community, state by state, and eventually country by country, because we are Pan African and the struggle is just bigger than what we realize here in our own backyard. So I think we really need to work together to support, you know, yeah, that's right. Okay. And that works too. That works too, Carl. So before we, close out um, tonight, Lisa, is there anyone else in particular that you maybe want to say thank you to for helping support Two Mics Up, the United Black Council, or anything?
Yep, sure do. I'd like to say thank you to the Two Mics Up crew, 94 Media, our VP, to you, Dane, for inviting me on this platform, which gives me the opportunity to actually speak my mind, my thoughts, even though my views don't always run with the norm. And even though, I'm not censored here. I love it. I love being who I am. I love speaking my truth. I love fighting for my community. I love fighting for Black people. I love being an activist. That is who I am. And I thank you for allowing me to be who I am, my authentic self. Um, and I'd like to thank all of our guests that has come on to Mike's Up. I thank everyone that has supported Two Mics Up in our immediate circle. All of our guests and our supporters and our listeners all over the United States, Canada, Thailand, Germany. I mean, I thank you all. I thank everyone. This idea was born basically out of something that me and Dame do anyway.
Oh, on the regular.
So we are the people when you come to the function, we are the ones in the kitchen talking about issues. We the one who get the political the political conversation started, or the social rights conversation, or the human rights conversation,
Right.
or racial conversation
Hmm.
started. And we are just those people, no matter if we are, no matter where we go, it happens. And our
True.
VP was just like, this is too good to keep in the family. We need you guys. So here we are. And I'm thankful for that opportunity. And I'm thankful to all our supporters.
Well, first of all, that says pretty much it in a nutshell. But, however, I must say, so yes, Lisa and I are the aunt and uncle or those family members in the background that your mom always tell you about. If you ain't ready for it, don't go back there because it's gonna be some ish going on back there. So yes, um, and everyone involved, like she said, our executive producer, our vice president, 94 Media House, who does all of our media, our marketing, our branding, our website, everything. Shout out to them. They are two amazing individuals who are extremely talented. Um, I
and,
want to, yeah, I mean, and
and led us into the 21st century, might I say, if it wasn't for.
definitely call. But
Yeah.
without question, call. We are definitely going to be in touch. I would love to be able to sit down with you and we, work together across platforms and work together to continue to be positive role models and influences in the community. And it's not about bringing Lisa along because Lisa, she gonna rock with me. But I see her on your show,
All the
Lisa.
time.
Well, I mean, but yo, you stand on your own, and you're a strong sister, and you do great work, and to piggyback on that, that's part of the reason why you were the natural, after talking to me, you were the natural selection. Our vibe has always been good. We always, at times, we agree. I think this season, a lot of people didn't get to see the times that we did agree, and I think that'll be part of the growth because I don't think people have seen enough of that from us. But we'll work that in as we continue
Oh
on.
yeah, 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 yeah. Because we don't always agree.
No, we don't. But that's the beauty of it. At the same time, hey Chanel, thank you so much. Love you too.
Love you, cuz.
Um, I do want to kind of go to the back. I do want to thank, you know, Tracy and Anisha Hall, the Virginia Black Business Directory, and NIRE. They have been very influential to us getting off the ground and getting started. Thanks to Anisha, she introduced me to John Reed, who's been again a big help, a big influence. Um, they are partners with Two Mics Up. We are proud to work to be the voice of the Prince William perspective. We are proud to be associated with that, and just looking for um, great things. So yes, uh, as our vice president just says, yes, this is true. Um, but they were influential. I want to take a moment to thank Michelle and Said Riddick of Riddick Entertainment, huge sponsors. Um, you know, um, they also played a large role in our early growth and development. Uh, and I'm not going to go on and on, but B Fun Technology, who's been a show sponsor, our friends over at Political Dragon, who were a show sponsor in season one, they really contributed and helped really um, allowed us to really make mistakes early on. They really allowed us to support
We,
to get things right. Um,
we had a lot of Teddy Fi going on in
yeah,
the beginning. We
yeah,
had a lot
85.
of we had a lot of technical issues
Yeah,
from our first show. We've grown a lot, thanks to 94 Media, we must say. Keep
right,
saying that over and
right.
over again. That helped us, because it was, but we overcame all those challenges,
Yeah,
and
man.
we still learning, and that's the beauty of this, is that you get to keep growing, you get to keep meeting new people, you get to keep moving forward. So
Hmm. So,
that's the
like I said, with that, if anybody's on, anybody have any questions, anything you want to ask, before we get out of here, please, drop a comment or a question. Um, yep, shout out to Riddick Entertainment. They we really wouldn't be in this position without them. If anybody's on Lisa's watch party, have a question, uh, anything silly they want to know, um, please let me know. If not, if you're listening, if anybody can tell me, uh, you know, what was our, if you listen, what was our first business episode or business series episode? I'd be happy to go ahead and send you a T-shirt and some two mics up
oh
paraphernalia. If you could,
me, oh me.
no, not you, no,
Oh.
not you. Um, but if you can, while we're sitting here, because we try to have business series and educational series and empowerment series. Um, but if I don't have a winner or anyone that can tell me that information, yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see you, but not you. I
Not
see you
me.
leave. No, not you. Well, no. All right. Well, if nobody has that, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you all for taking, these 30 minutes out of your life to sit here, have fun with us as we close out an amazing season. Thank you all listeners. Thank you all friends of the community. On what we got here. Mm, no, it wasn't that one, Chanel.
And that was a good show, Chanel. That real estate show was good.
It was very educational. Um, and it was really good. I mean, that again was one of our it was an excellent show. A lot
It
of people
was.
really loved it. Knowledge, yes, Andrea, knowledge is power. It's how I'm gonna keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, for Lisa and I. Our
Yes.
community needs this platform unfiltered. Yes, and please, if you ever catch us slipping, please, let us know. Yeah,
That's right.
please let us know. What we got? Peace and love to you both. Success looks good on you. Thank you, Carl.
Thanks,
Like I said,
Carl.
I really appreciate it, my brother. We're really going to try to strive to continue to bring you unfiltered great episodes in season two. And if there's nothing else from anyone, you know how we always do at this time, Lise. Stay safe, stay blessed. Mike's out.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys. Love you. Enjoy your
See you
holidays.
at season 2.
Mhm.